try and make it happen. So Cody's gonna reach out to her. So the more we keep doing both of those shows too, the more we basically, if you look at it, we have 3 shows now. We have StudioPTBO, PTBO Canada, and this what Electric City Rob's doing, content marketing.
Yeah.
We basically have 3 shows. Isn't that cool?
PTBO podcast. We are happy to be back here. We are here with the man, the legend, the boxing legend.
I like that.
The boxing legend,
I like that.
Cody Crowley. For maybe the 10 people out there that don't know who you are, why don't you give us a little background on who you are, what you do before we hop into the podcast?
So my name's Cody Crowley. Everyone refers to me as the Crippler. I'm a professional boxer, currently 14-0 right now, looking to go 15-0 this Saturday night at the Yardman Arena. Basically, pretty easy story. Grew up, turned into a fat kid in just before high school, started getting picked on. Next thing you know, I turned to boxing for fitness, lost a bunch of weight, realized girls loved it, I loved it, so why not keep going with it, and just kind of escalated into what it is now. Nothing but hard work and dedication.
Man, you're crushing it. You're going hard on Instagram lately. You're going hard on just like social media platforms, like 14-0 on to 15-0. I'm really curious. Like, what sparked you building your brand on social media? Like, what did that look like, and what changed? What was there a defining point where you're like, I'm going hard?
It all goes back to how I got the work ethic that I have now, and that is because I don't have any skill. I'm not a skillful boxer. I don't have any God-given talent like a Floyd Mayweather or Adrian Broner, who they don't have to train and they go in there, they already know what they're doing. So the only thing I know is work hard and don't stop working hard.
100%.
So I got to use every advantage I can to escalate my career and get it going as fast as possible. So if I'm not in the gym working, then what else can I do to benefit
100%.
Cody Crowley, Triple C Boxing, the brand that I'm trying to build?
Yeah.
And the thing that every kid is on right now is their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't walk down the street without bumping into someone, literally, that's texting on their phone or checking their Instagram feed. Yeah. So you got to tap into that resource, and I thought, shoot, well, if I don't have the best skill in the world, how are people going to get to know me? I see guys that do have the best skill in the world, but they can't even put 20 asses in the seats because nobody knows who they are.
100%.
So what about if I get everyone to know who I am as I'm still building that skill set up? Now, when I get to the point where I have a huge fan base, my skill level is going to be on that level, and it's just going to collaborate together into something really, really big, I think. So I'm actually putting just as much effort now into trying to build a social media base as my actual boxing skill.
So what's your strategy when it comes to brand marketing? What are you doing right now, on these social media platforms? What does it look like for you?
I'm really just starting. I thought I was doing social media right until I actually met you, and then I realized that I'm not putting out near enough content.
Well, you are now.
I'm trying. I feel like I've been slacking the last couple of weeks. More so, the last 2 events that I've done, I put out a lot of, or especially at the last one, I put a lot of content out and right after. But coming into this fight, I've actually been dealing with some other stuff outside of boxing. Okay. So I've been a little bit hesitant on social media. A lot of people don't even know I'm fighting this weekend. That's how kind of out of touch I've been. But back to, what was that question you asked?
Yeah, what's your strategy behind your social media?
So I wasn't posting enough, right? That was one thing I noticed. And then another thing I noticed was the material that I was putting out there was so sporadic and just on total opposite ends of the field. One day I'd be in the gym, grinding it out, sweating it out, pushing hard, punching somebody in the face, and then the next day is a cute little picture of my dog, right? Or a picture of my girlfriend, Women Crush Wednesday, or something like that. Yeah. There was no consistency to my content that I was putting out. So I don't think I was really, once I did capture a follower, I wouldn't keep them. Okay. Because, I got this follower from that post because they were into that material that I posted at that certain time.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right? So now all of a sudden they're scrolling through the feed and all of a sudden they see a picture of some little puppy posted up there. They're like, I don't need to follow this guy, whatever.
Okay.
I thought he was badass, never mind.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. Like, what kind of dog you have?
I got 2 purebred English bulldogs.
It's pretty badass, man.
They are,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to get into the hardcore boxing, fitness enthusiast, gym freaks.
100%.
I'm really just trying to explode in that because I got other businesses that I'm going to be starting in that fitness industry.
Yep.
So that's where I'm trying to build. And that's where I realized what I was doing wrong, and I've slowly tried to correct it from Cody May's help. And I think that's kind of
I appreciate that.
helping a little bit.
No, and I think I like what you said about reverse, you didn't necessarily say this, but reverse engineering exactly what you're doing. What was the end result? What was it trying to get to? I'm really trying to go after your target audience is the boxing enthusiast or somebody who wants to become fit. So I like the fact that you've changed your messaging, but you're posting a lot more content, and that's part of the reason that I knew you were fighting or in town this weekend was I saw you post something on social media that you're doing a bunch of different podcasts and videos with you were on radio yesterday. Was it yesterday you were on?
Yeah. That's one thing. I'm I don't talk a lot. I keep to myself. I'm quiet, but I realize that in the social media world, you have to emphasize who you are all the time.
100% tell your story.
Yeah, so you can't be afraid to hear your own voice. Yeah. Talk to yourself on camera, looking at your phone. So that's why I really started diving into the stories a little bit. I do 50 things a day, but I might only put 1 or 2 on the story, which I really should be doing a lot more.
100%, man. Content, like we talked about. Content.
Yeah, so that's one thing I need to work on. Hopefully soon I'll pick up.
You got this, man.